I think it's really awesome that you're in this position working at Curaleaf to trailblaze new paths in this industry, and you have the ability to make a global impact. We really love what you're doing with the Possible Plan and bringing social justice for those who are disproportionately affected by prohibition and criminalization of cannabis. What can we all do to help in the fight to change this narrative?
That's very easy. You can give audience, you can give money, you can give time. Money is you can give to possibleplan.org or you can give to some other organization. I think the reason why you would give to possibleplan.org is because we sit atop the industry and we funnel money into what's the right issue at the right moment. So, and what's the right partner who's really the best to address that issue. So if it's Equity First, who does a lot of work here in Michigan around expungement, then like we would funnel to Equity First, you know? So that's how you can give money. You can give audience, which for us means, so we've developed this education seminar. It's about an hour long, and it takes you from the history of cannabis in the world to the history of cannabis in the United States, to the history of the war on drugs, to the effect of the war on drugs, to then like where we have to go as a community, right? And the fact that this is not a cannabis conversation, it's a human rights conversation. That's something that we've kind of developed, and we're trying to use that module to educate people because people don't know like how crazy it is what happened in this country. And I think the more people understand that, the more they will let go of the stigma of cannabis. Like it was all intentional. It was the reason why it was changed to marijuana was intentional. The reason why, I mean, I'm not going to go into it all, and I think everyone should watch the movie Grass is Greener. Fab Five Freddy, who's on the board of Possible Plan, narrates it and was, I believe, the executive producer. It's a phenomenal film that reveals a lot of the truth. So that's how you can give audience. Like we are literally asking people, if you think that your audience, be that University of Michigan, be that your people you work with, whatever, like if you think there's a room where people will receive that message well, and it'll start to create change and change the narrative in this country, we'll show up and we'll teach it. And then give time is, you know, pick up the phone, call your representative. You know, Michigan's obviously in a good place for the most part. I think there are still things in this state that could be better, but you guys have achieved adult use, and you know, I think social equity is still something that is a discussion here. But you know, I think anyone can sort of figure out how there's more that can be done. Right. And I think right now, like, because the cannabis industry took a massive hit last year, we lost like $28 billion in value or something like that. And, you know, that means that no one's giving money to charities. No one's giving money to like nonprofits and foundations. Like people are just trying to like stay afloat. So, you know, for those who are not in this industry, if you want to really be a part of creating change around the narrative and those who have been really adversely affected, like now's a great time to donate money because it's really hard to raise money right now.
Yeah. And I know you also sit on the board of directors of the Marcus Graham Project. Can you explain what you do there too?
Yeah. So MGP is, it's a cool program. I was in China the first time I lived in China. So I came back from China in 2009. And I really felt like there was a big diversity debate going on in New York City advertising. And I felt like, you know, I had left New York in 2005. I left New York in 2005. And here I am, and I left the country in 2006. And I felt like I had almost like sat out the diversity battle, although I was a part of it when I was in New York. But I really felt like I had sat out the last 3 years because I was in China, right? So when I came back, I really wanted to get involved. It was really important to me to get involved. I was much more senior now. I had a kind of a platform, or starting to have a platform. So I saw this guy on adage.com named Lincoln Stevens that was running this program called Marcus Graham Project. Marcus Graham was Eddie Murphy's name in the movie Boomerang. That was the first time people my age saw a black guy in advertising. So he called it Marcus Graham Project. He quit his job in Chicago, moved home to Dallas, and he started Marcus Graham Project. So I just hit him up and was like, yo, I want to help. I want to do something. 10 years later, I've been with him ever since. Like, we're homies. I'm on the board. And, you know, we brought Wieden+Kennedy in. Wieden gives a ton of money. I've hired several of them. And what's really cool is this year, Marcus Graham just launched their LA chapter, and they are using Possible Plan as their client. So Marcus Graham is using Possible as the pro bono client. So it's dope. It's all come kind of full circle.